Okay, so the next heading is what? Relative in projectile. Now listen to me, and this topic is very important. Okay, I am telling you again and again, if the question is coming, definitely one question is coming from motion in 2D. Either the question will be coming before the half portion, what I mentioned, or either in relative part. Okay, 60% chances question will be coming from relative only, and 40% projectile. Okay, now listen to me. Consider two objects are being projected. Let's say object, and they are separated by initial distance d, whatever it may be, and it is being projected with, let's say, 50 meter per second, and this one is object A and this object B is projected in this direction, and it can have a value of 100 meter per second. Okay, both are being projected with some different angle, same angle, or in opposite direction also, like this. What I want to say, two objects are being projected, A and B, in opposite direction but towards each other. Can I say that? Similarly, over here again, can I say D, and over here now they are being projected in opposite direction but away from each other. This can also be the case. And the third case, both can be projected in the same direction, like this, with different values, same angle, whatever the scenario is. But we want to learn the concept here. Consider two objects is being projected in the opposite direction and towards each other, and they are initially separated by a distance d. Got my point? This object is A, and consider this is your B. So if I resolve the component, then this becomes what? 50 cos of 53, and this becomes 100 cos of 37. And over here in y-axis, this becomes 50 sine of 53 degrees, and in this direction in y, this becomes what? 100 sine of 37 degrees. Okay, just listen to me till here, no doubt. Okay, so this 50 cos 53 is moving in this direction, yes or no? And 100 cos 37 is moving in this direction. Both are opposite in this direction. What kind of velocity is that? These are the velocities in x-axis, na? Yes or no? So if I want to write relative velocity, then VA can be written as, and this can be written as 50 cos 53. Cos 53 is 3 by 5. Yes or no? That means this becomes 30 I cap plus of, this becomes how much? Cos 53 is how much? 4 by 5. So 4 by 5 means this becomes what? 40 j cap. Similarly, let us write VB also. So VB can be written as, for this one, now this axis is having a direction in the negative side now. So 100 cos of 37. 100 cos of 37. Cos 37 again 3 by 5. 4 by 5. इसीलिए याद करो बेटा, कितना दिन से पढ़ा रहे. So 4 by 5, that means this becomes 100 into 4 by 5, that means 80 I cap. And that becomes, sorry, minus of 80 I cap, and that becomes what? 100 sine of 37. Sine 37 is 3 by 5, and that value becomes what? 60 j cap. Itna ho gaya. Then the next, I am asking you to write the relative. Then you will be writing what? VAB. Who is the observer here? B is the observer. Okay, then this can be written as VA minus of VB. So VAB can be written as, from here, what is VA? 30 I cap plus of 40 j cap minus of 80 I cap minus 80 I cap plus of 60 j cap. If you separate that with I cap and j caps, then this can be written as 30 plus of 80 I cap. Can I write like this? Okay. And j caps 40 minus of 60 j cap. So can I say this is the relative velocity in y-axis? So this is your VAB in what? Y-axis. Yes or no? And this is your VAB in x-axis. Now इतना आया, क्या किए? कुछ नहीं किए, जस्ट रिलेटिव वेलोसिटी सब्स्टिट्यूट किए. Okay, what I want to show you is, what is the acceleration along x-axis? 0. So acceleration, we know that acceleration along x-axis is always 0, first thing. Are yes or no? Okay. What is the acceleration along y-axis? G or minus g. G is acting in which direction? In the downward direction. For A, G is acting in this direction, and for B also G is acting in the downward direction. Yes or no? For y-axis. If I want to write the relative acceleration in y-axis, let's see what happens. AAB minus G of minus G. ऐसे लिख सकता हूँ. AA minus of AB. इसका भी minus G, उसका भी minus G. Then can I say that acceleration along y-axis, which acceleration? Relative acceleration along y-axis is what? 0. Now, the main part is here. If relative acceleration is 0, if relative acceleration is what? 0, then can I say that relative velocity, in which axis? In which axis we are writing? We are writing relative acceleration in which axis? Y-axis. So can I say that relative acceleration in which axis? Y-axis, and we are getting what? 0. Yes or no? And we got some relative velocity in y-axis also. Then we will be writing VAB in which axis? Y-axis is nothing but, let's say this is having A or plus of BJ cap. Let's say any value. Okay. Minus आने दो, plus आने दो, वो बाद में देखेंगे. Okay. Now, relative velocity in y-axis. If I am saying that relative acceleration in y-axis is 0, if velocity will be constant or variable? Yes. So then relative velocity in y-axis should be equal to what? Constant. ध्यान से सुनो अभी. What I am writing? Relative acceleration is 0. Because of that, which one? Y-axis. So relative acceleration in y-axis is 0. Because of that, can I say that relative velocity in y-axis is constant? In y-axis is what? Constant. If relative velocity is constant, relative को side में करो, velocity को पकड़ो. If velocity is constant, what does that mean? What does that mean? First thing मेरे को ये बोलो, how many parts are there in velocity? 2 parts. One is magnitude and one is what? Direction. Yes or no? That means, can I say that velocity is constant? That means speed is constant. Speed is what? Constant. If speed is constant here and we are saying that velocity is also constant, that means, can I say that direction is fixed? ऐसा लिख देता हूँ. Direction is what? Fixed. If it is moving in this direction, it will be moving continuously in that direction. If direction is fixed, magnitude is constant, then can I say that it is traveling in a straight line? It is traveling in a straight line up. Now, one more time. Relative acceleration along y-axis is 0. Because of that, we are saying that relative velocity along y-axis is what? Constant. Relative velocity constant means what we are saying? Speed and directions are fixed. If direction is fixed, that means we can say that it is traveling in a straight line. Who is traveling in this straight line and what is happening in reality? Relative velocity means what? Who is the observer here? B is the observer. Yes or no? If B is observing A, if B is observing what? A, then B says that A is coming in a straight line, not in a parabolic form. Figure कैसा था हमारा? This one is A and this one is what? We were B. Then this object is being projected like this and this one is being projected like this. Definitely this one will be having a parabolic path and obviously B is also having some parabolic path. They will collide or not, we will learn that later. Okay, first thing. So A is moving in the parabolic form and B is moving in the parabolic form. For the observer who is standing on the ground, He says that both are following this curve path. Okay, but now when we are writing the relative velocity, then who is the observer? B is the observer. Either B is the observer or either A is the observer, whatever it may be. So VAB means B is the observer. So B says that object is not coming in this direction like this. It is not following the parabolic path. For B, it look like object A is coming in a straight line like this. आई बात समझ में आ गई? Okay. So why we are saying that? Why this is happening for B? Because it look like relative velocity is what constant. Because of that, it says that B says that A is coming in a straight line path. I got my point. Explain yourself in your own words. लिखो point number 2 लिखो इसमें. Write down point number 2. Okay, now listen to me. Consider A is being projected in this direction, and initially they are separated by, let's say, distance d, and B is being projected in this direction. Okay, if velocity of A in y direction and velocity of B in y direction, okay, if they are equal, VAY and VBY, if they are equal, okay, that means what? Relative velocity in y-axis, can I ऐसे लिख सकता हूँ? देखो, relative velocity in y-axis can be 0. बराबर लिख सकता हूँ. Both are moving in the same direction. Both are moving in the same direction. That means this one will be having a positive value, this one will be having a positive value. In relative formula, negative sign, because of that both will be cancelled out. Okay. First thing, both directions are in upward direction. Yes or no? Both are moving with same magnitude. If both are moving with what? Same magnitude and moving in same direction, and their relative velocity, if it becomes 0 in y-axis, then both object will collide. Both object will collide. And for observer, who is the observer? Either A or either B. In this case, B is the observer. B says that A is approaching towards B in a straight line. Again, उसको कैसा दिखेगा? It look like it is coming in a straight line. Towards whom? Towards B. So consider B is here, A is here. It look like A is moving in a straight line towards B and it will hit. And when it hit, then we call that as collision. Or yes or no? And for collision, both velocities must and should be equal. Both velocities must and should be equal. If they are not equal, if VA in y direction is not equal to VBY in what? In terms of magnitude or in terms of direction, कुछ भी हो, obviously नीचे जाएगा तो collision होगा ही नहीं. वो उधर जाएगा ही नहीं, नीचे जाएगा. Are yes or no? Okay. If their magnitudes are not equal, even though VAB in y direction, can I say that it is not equal to 0? ये तो बड़ा होगा, ये तो बड़ा होगा. Either any of them will be having a bigger value. Or yes or no? Either it will be having a positive value, either it will be having a negative value. Yes or no? Okay. But even though if it is not equal, B says that A is traveling in what? Or moving in what? Straight line. लगेगा तो straight line ही. So either relative velocity is 0 between A and B, either it is not equal to what? 0. Whatever the case is, either they are moving opposite direction towards each other or away from each other. कुछ भी केस होने दो, either both are moving towards each other in opposite direction, either they are moving in opposite direction away from each other, or either both are moving in what? Same direction in projectile. Whatever the case is, observer says that object is coming in a straight line only. And for that, either it is equal or either they are not equal. Moving in whatever the scenario is in 3, either it is equal or either it is not equal. B always says that A is coming in a straight line. And why this is happening, we already learned now. Because relative acceleration along y-axis is what? 0. Because of that, velocity of relative velocity is constant. If relative velocity is constant, can I say that speed and direction both are fixed? Or yes or no? Okay. Now, explain this yourself. And then also write that if VAY and VBY are not equal, then even though it look like it is coming in a straight line, but here you will be finding no collision. Okay, and over here if they are equal, then definitely they will be having a collision. But when ऐसा तो नहीं होगा ना, ये केस में collision करके देखो, नहीं होगा ना collision. हाँ, collision can be happening in this case either or in this case. Or yes or no? Either from the tower or either from the ground to ground. Okay? Explain yourself. Let us try to understand this by example. Example number 1. Okay? I will do one, then you will do one. Consider two objects. This is your object A and object B. A and B both are being separated by, let's say the distance is 100 meters. A and B both are separated by what distance? 100 meters. A is being projected in this direction. Okay, and B is being projected in this direction. Collision hoga. Maybe if they are equal, 100%. If they are not equal, no collision. Or yes or no? Okay. Now let's say we don't know the value of this velocity. So this object is being projected with 37 de deta. This object is being projected with 37 and we don't know the velocity, so it is being projected with initial velocity u. इसको 53 दे देंगे, कुछ भी एंगल दे दो बेटा. ओके, आंसर आना चाहिए बस. So 53 degree and this one is 37 degree and consider this one is being projected with what? 100 meter per second. ठीक है? Okay, so two objects are initially separated by a distance 100 meter. Object A is being projected in that direction by 53 degrees and object B is being projected by some velocity we don't know but u and at 37 degree. They can ask you, क्या क्या पूछ सकता है? They can ask you at what time they are colliding. Okay, they can ask you where they are colliding. That means coordinate. Okay. Or they can ask you find out the velocity of the second projectile. कुछ भी पूछेगा, ठीक है? If they provide you they are colliding, that means condition for colliding is VAB, and that means can I say that relative velocity should be equal to 0 for collision? Okay. Now let us try to do this answer. So can I resolve this over here and over here? Similarly in this direction and in this direction. Tell me the values. This becomes what? 53. If this is 53, cos 53 is how much? 3 by 5. 3 by 5 का मतलब 100 का क्या होगा? 60. Okay. So 60 इसको I cap लिख देता हूँ. Okay. And in that direction, can I write 80 J cap? Okay. And for this one, in this direction, can I write minus of cos 37? बोलो रे cos 37 कितना होगा फिर से? 3 by 4 by 5. Confuse मत हो जाओ. So u is nothing but ऐसे लिखेंगे उसको 4 upon 5 u. Okay. And obviously this becomes what? Sine of 37 and then sine of 37 is 3 by 5. So इसका value है 3 by 5 u. And this is what? In J cap and this is in your I cap. Okay, relative velocity लिखेंगे. So VA can be written as बोलते जाओ 60 I cap plus of 80 J cap. Can I? Similarly, VB can also be written as minus times of 4 upon 5 U I cap plus of 3 upon 5 u j cap. Okay, now let us write the relative velocity. So VAB can be written as VA minus of VB. Are yes or no? Okay. Then VAB can be written as VA. Can I write 60 plus of 4 by 5 u I cap? I cap को common कर दिए. Minus of this minus becomes plus. Yes or no? Okay. Plus of, writing this one, that is what? 80 minus of 3 upon 5 u into j cap. लिख सकता हूं. ओके. कोलिजन क्या है? कंडीशन कोलिजन का ये वाला क्या होना चाहिए? 0. फॉर कंडीशन टू बी कोलिजन, कोलिजन का कंडीशन है VAB in y-axis should be equal to what? 0. If I equate this with 0, then I will be getting what? U. Then this can be written as 80 minus of 3 upon 5 u, which is equals to 0. Or can I say that 85, इसको ऐसे कर दो, 80 which is equals to 3 upon 5 u. Okay. 8 5 is 40, 400, 400 upon 3. तो u कितना मिला? u is equals to 400 upon 3 meter per second. हो गया u? Okay. If the question says find out the velocity of the second projectile, here is the answer. Answer over. They can also ask you, find out the velocity with which B observes A is coming towards it. नहीं समझ में? हाँ, B को कितना लगेगा velocity के A आ रहा है? अरे got my point. A is moving in a straight line ना. Collision का condition होने दो. Either the collision condition is there or not, whatever the scenario is. But B says object A is coming towards straight line. Straight line में तो आ रहा है, but कितना velocity से आ रहा है? With what velocity B experience A is coming towards him? Okay. Now, to find that, I can directly substitute this velocity. If I directly substitute the velocity in, this is what? Relative velocity in x-axis na. This is your nothing but VAB in x-axis. अरे yes or no? ये x-axis हो गया, ये y-axis हो गया. y-axis को 0 किया, u मिल गया. Collision का condition. If they are not colliding, can I equate this with 0? No ना? Okay. नहीं देगा, टेंशन मत लो. देगा तो वो संडे वाली क्लास में एडवांस में करेंगे. If the condition is this one, then what is happening? Okay. Now, so VAB, if I substitute this u velocity here, then I can say that B finds A's velocity. Then question number 2 ये हो सकता है कि substituting in what? VAB times of x. इसमें substitute करना है. So this is nothing but 60 plus of 4 upon 5 u. That is nothing but your VAB. Okay. And u is what? 400 upon 3. Substitute karo. So VAB is in x-axis is nothing but 6 5 300. So इसको ऐसा कर लेंगे 60 plus of 4 upon 5 into 400 upon 3. कट रहेगा कुछ? हाँ. 5 ones are 5 80s and anything else? No. So VAB in x-axis can be written as 6 into 3 180 320. 320 and 180 500. So 500 upon 3 meter per second. So B experiences A is coming with this velocity. Okay. So this is the velocity what B experience A is coming towards it. Okay. They can also ask you find out the time period. Find out the time period when collision is happening. So to calculate the time period, to find out the time period, what is the velocity in x-axis? This is the velocity. X-axis में ही collision होगा ना? Yes or no? Okay. If collision is happening in x-axis, क्या? B को कैसा लग रहा है? A कैसा आ रहा है? Straight line. Straight line कौन सी एक्सिस में है? Y axis, x axis. X axis. तो velocity भी कौन सी लेना है हमको? X axis. Ground वालों को क्या दिख रहा है? It is following a parabola. B को क्या लग रहा है? It is coming in a straight line. In which axis? X axis. Definitely we will be using what? X axis velocity to find time. आ गया? Okay. Now, what is the distance of separation between initial distance? That is what? 100 meter. What is the velocity in x axis? Then can I write time is nothing but d upon VAB in x axis? Or yes or no? Substituting the value, then t is equals to distance कितना है भाई 100, velocity कितना है इसका 500 upon 3. That means, can I say that t is nothing but 3 upon 5 seconds. So this is the time of collision. They can ask you, find out the coordinate where the collision is happening. Find out the collision where collision is happening. Sorry, find out the coordinate where collision is happening. Sorry. So to find the coordinate, to find what? Coordinate. We will be only using the time from here. This one is relative velocity along x-axis. This is your projectile velocity. Relative velocity in y-axis is 0. This is what? अरे क्या निकाले रे? Velocity निकाले ना? Relative velocity in x-axis, and this is your what? Time period. Time period तो same ही रहेगा. Okay. Now to calculate the coordinate, we will be using either this velocity. What is the velocity in this direction? 60. अरे yes or no? इस डायरेक्शन में कितना है? ये u कितना है हमारा? Where is u? Here. 400 upon 3. Either substitute 400 upon 3, then find the cos 37. देखो वैल्यू उसका भी 80 आएगा. चेक करके देख लो. 400 upon 3. 400 upon 3 into 3 by 5. देखो साइड में देख लो. 400 upon 3 into what? 3 by 5. 3 get cancel. 5 1 the 5 80s. क्या velocity same आया इसका भी y axis? If both velocities in y axis are equal, then they will collide. Yes or no? But we are finding what now? Coordinate. To find the coordinate, use any x axis velocity first. Okay. Y में तो एक ही होगा coordinate. They will collide in a same time in what? Same height in what? Y axis. So let us substitute. This velocity is what? 60. Time is how much? 3 by 5. Can we find the position? Then x can be written as what? Vt and yvt. Acceleration कितना होता है बेटा along x axis in projectile? 0. तो s is equals to ut plus half at square. Y में लेंगे. Why? Because there is an acceleration. That is what g. Okay. Now x is equals to what? Vt, and substituting the value, then I can write that x is nothing but velocity कितना है भाई उसका 60, and time period is how much? 3 upon 5. So 5 ones are 5, 12s are 12 into 3. That is what? 36 meter. 36 meter. B कितने पे आना चाहिए? 100 minus of 36. अरे yes or no? करके देख लो, आएगा वो भी. देखते हैं वो भी. So this is what? X of A. That is what? 36. B का निकालते हैं. What is the velocity in this one? This becomes what? 5 upon 4 into U. अरे yes or no? लगाओ value. So let us calculate velocity of B in x-axis. So 4 upon 5 into 400 upon 3. 5 ones are, and this becomes 80. So velocity of B in x-axis is 320 upon 3 meter per second. Okay? With this velocity, definitely our answer should be what? 64, or else our answer is wrong. Okay, now, so coordinate of B. That means, can I say that velocity of B into T? Or yes or no? What is the velocity of B? Here is the velocity of B. Substituting the value, then coordinate of B can be written as in x-axis. VB कितना है? 320 upon 3. Time कितना है भाई? 3 upon 5. Can I cancel this and this? Can I cancel 5 ones are 5 6 are 30. Left out is what? 4. Coordinate कितना मिला हमको? B का coordinate हमको x में मिला 64 meters. Are yes or no? Add those two, you will be getting what? 100. Similarly, what will be the coordinate in y-axis पूछा? Then we can find that sy is nothing but uyt plus of half of ayt square. Why we are using this now? There is an acceleration in y-axis. Okay? कोई भी ले लो, या इसका velocity ले लो या इसका velocity ले लो, तुम्हारा मर्जी. Okay? Let's say 80. So 80 into time is what? 3 by 5. Sy is nothing but 80 into 3 by 5. Can I write minus of 5t square, that is what? 9 upon 25. लिख दो इसे. Okay. And 5 ones are 5. कितना हो रहा है? 16 are. So 16 threes are कितना? 48. Okay. So Sy is nothing but 48 minus of 5 ones are, and this becomes 5. That is what? 9 by 5. So 48 into 5. करो जल्दी करके बोलो. 48 5 8 is 40, 0 carry 4 5 22 40 minus of 9 upon 5. That is what? 2. कितना? ये गलत है. कैसा गलत है बेटा? 5 8 is 40, 0 carry 4, 5 4 is 20, 20 plus of 4, 5 2 2 24. Minus of 9, then solving this, that is what? 231 upon 5 meters. आगे? So now listen to me. So the final coordinate of A can be written as what? 36 comma 231 upon 5, and coordinate of B 64 upon 231 upon 5. आया क्या? देखो कुछ भी नहीं किया. First we return what? Components of velocity. Second, relative velocity, separating x coordinates components and y components separately. If condition is given colliding, then this should be equated with what? 0. यहाँ से क्या मिला हमको? u. Then this u is being substituted in what? X-axis velocity. Then we got velocity with which B is experiencing, how much A is coming with what velocity. So we find out what? 500 upon, इसको ऐसा कट कर दो, 500 upon 3 meter per second. Then from that we know that initial distance, what is the initial separation? From here we added what? Relative velocity of x. Then we found what? Time. After finding time, we are not using anything from here. We are using individual velocities. What is the velocity of A along x-axis and what is the velocity along B in the x-axis? Using that, we substituted and calculated what? The coordinates. That means position of A, that is 36, position of B is what? 64. Similarly, in y-axis there is an acceleration, that is what? G. Due to that, we used what? Ut plus half at square. By using that, we calculated what? The coordinate 231 upon 5. इसको check कर लो. Are yes or no? So the things can be either the same. Two towers are being placed here. One object is being projected here. One object is being projected here. Initial distance of the separation of the two towers can be given. कुछ भी दे देगा भाई. अरे yes or no? Opposite फेंकेंगे तो collision होगा क्या? नहीं होगा. Either the collision can be happening two opposite direction but towards each other, or both should be substituted in the same direction with different velocity. Maybe there is a chance of collision. Okay, write down now. Now do this homework, example number 2. But I will tell you one thing so that you need to remember. Consider D is the separation. 100, 200, कुछ भी ले लो, तुम्हारा मर्जी. Okay. And I said that this object is being projected with U. Okay. And I told you this object, the other object is being projected with what? 45 degree. With what? 45 degree. अब इसको 100, 200 कुछ भी ले लो. 45 को ले लेंगे 50√2. ठीक है. 100√2 कुछ भी ले लो भाई, तुम्हारा मर्जी. So whatever you want to choose the velocity you can. So why I am taking √2 means it can be cancelled out easily. So इधर कितना velocity होगा भाई? 50. इधर कितना होगा? 50. 100 लेंगे तो इधर 100 होगा. Over here also it becomes 100. Okay. Let's say distance is 100. I am choosing here. So separation is what? From here to here? 100. Okay. D is taken as 100. This object is being projected with what? 45 degree. Condition collision का क्या होता है? Collision condition is what? That means can I say that relative velocity along y-axis should be equal to what? 0. Meaning of this one, can I say that velocity along y-axis of A and B along y-axis should be equal? यही है condition. Okay. Without solving, थोड़ा दिमाग लगा के सोचो. Collision किधर पे होगा? Yes, half पे ही होगा. क्यों? Acceleration along x-axis is 0. Relative velocity, relative acceleration along y-axis is also 0. तो ये आंसर भी तुमको 50 आएगा. अगर 50 लोगे तो 50 आएगा. y-axis में भी 50 आएगा ना भाई. ये कितना है y-axis में? 50. तो ये 50 आएगा. कोलिजन कहाँ होगा? मिड पॉइंट पे होगा कोलिजन. ओके. अप्लाई दैट. यूज दिस एंड दिस बोथ शुड बी इक्वल. ठीक है. एक डिस्टेंस d ले लेके चलो. ये वेलोसिटी और ये वेलोसिटी, इफ vy is velocities are same, definitely majority times you will be finding what? At midpoint. Okay. And the best option is 45. ये 45 ले लो, ऑटोमेटिकली ये भी 45 आएगा तुमको. करके देखो घर पे. ठीक है. Apply one object A is going in this direction, B is going in this direction. Use 45 degree over here. Use any values, you will be finding the collision is happened at midpoint. X-axis में, only in X-axis, not in Y-axis. ठीक है? Okay, now let us move to our next example. अभी नीचे फेंकते हैं ऑब्जेक्ट को. And consider here is one tower and one more tower. This one is having a height 20 meter. This one is having a height 10 meter. ये x, find x नहीं d. फिर x में confuse होगा. Find d. If collision is happening. Okay, and इसको किधर फेंकेंगे रे? इसको ऐसे फेंको straight. Okay. So this object is been thrown in this direction by 10 meter per second, and name this as A. इसको फेंका इधर नीचे with 10 meter per second. इसको ले लो 37. Okay. Y का तो वैल्यू काम नहीं आएगा ना. 60 ले लो. Take this as 60. So that angle is 60 degree, 10 meter, 10 meter. This is your B. Find this X. Find this X. So if I am writing for the relative, फिर से तुमको triangle का help लगेगा. So using this triangle, use this triangle, you will be getting this angle. ये angle मिलेगा. After calculating this angle, substitute that, you will be getting what? D. Okay, try now. कितना है? अल्फा कितना है? 30 आ रहा है. सभी को 30 आया? Okay, let me try then. So VAB, VA is nothing but that is what 10 I cap, and VB is nothing but ये कितना होगा भाई साहब? This becomes what? Sin 37, and this becomes what? 10 cos 37. This becomes 5, and in the downward direction it becomes 5 root 3. Are yes or no? Both will be this time negative. So minus of 5 I cap minus of 5 root 3 j cap. Aye. Okay. So VAB is nothing but, can I write this as positive and this is also positive? ऐसा लिखते हैं ना, VA minus of VB. Then this can be written as 10 of minus 5 I cap minus of 5 root 3 j cap. Okay. Then VAB can be written as कितना है भाई 15. So 15 I cap minus of plus of 5 root 3 j cap. Tan alpha कितना आएगा देखो, tan alpha is nothing but Vy upon Vx, and this becomes what, 5 root 3 upon 15. So root 3 1 upon root 3. Yes, very good. So alpha आया हमारा 30 degree. Are yes or no? So from here we can also say that this is also same value. ये है ना आपका 30 degree. Are yes or no? Okay. Now this one is 20. This one is 10, 30. That means this distance from here to here you will be finding 10. Are yes or no? 10 upon D is also equal to, that means ऐसा लिख सकता है क्या देखो, tan of alpha is nothing but 1 upon root 3, and tan of alpha is also equal to 10 upon D. Yes or no? Okay, ऐसा ही किया. Okay, then equating these two, then 1 upon root 3 which is equals to 10 upon D, or D is equals to 10 root 3. Correct है? Over answer. Example, next example. Now listen to me. सुनो, अच्छा है question. Consider this is the height 100 meter, and one more tower is placed here, and this tower is having a height 160 meters, and the separation is given 80 meters. Okay. Now one object is being projected here. That is what object number A is projected in this direction, making an angle of 53 degrees. And the second object is here. This object is not projected with an angle. It is been just projected with U. Okay. Same thing. Use the same concept. Try to do the answer. Again, the collision is happening. Collision is happening. Okay, come on. Okay. मैं बताता हूँ अभी. Okay, shall I? थोड़ा होता है. Why? Because you think U is getting 0. Why? In y-axis ना? चलो. Condition for the collision is happening. That means VAB. That means in y-axis it should be 0. So let me write this as this one. ये कितना दिया मैं? कितना बोला? 100 बोला ना? Okay. So this one is 100 meter per second. Okay, now, and if this is 100, then this 53, 6, 5, 3 by 5, that means this becomes 60 I cap, and over here it becomes 80 J cap. Are yes or no? Writing the values of VA. VA is nothing but, can I write 60 I cap, and that is what, plus 80 J cap, and VB can be written as just minus of 60, sorry, U hai na, U I cap. Are yes or no? Can I write like this? Okay. Writing the relative velocity, that is what VAB, that is nothing but 60 I cap plus of 80 J cap minus of minus U I cap. Can I? Okay. Rearranging that, then this becomes 60 plus of U I cap plus of 80 J cap. यहाँ तक सभी को आ गया ना? If I equate this with 0, you won't get anything. Yes, you won't get anything. इसको थोड़ा सा अलग वे में सोचो. Okay, now this one is 80 and this one is what? 60 plus of U. Then can I say that for B, object A is coming in a straight line? Yes or no? That means, can I say that for B, this is the direction for what A is coming or moving towards B. And if I continue this, you will be getting a right angle triangle. Consider this as point C. Then can I say that this becomes 60? total 160 hai na, this is 100, then can I say this is what 60, this is your 80, then can I say that tan of alpha is nothing but Vy upon Vx. Can I say that alpha kidhar hai? Idhar hai. Are yes or no? Okay, similarly can I also say that tan of alpha is also equal to, from this right angle triangle, that is what 60 upon 80, that is nothing but 3/4. Can I equate these two? So equating these two, then I will be writing Vy upon Vx is nothing but 3/4, and Vy is how much? Kitna hai? 80. 80 upon Vx is 60 plus of 4, which is equals to 3/4. कुछ कट रहा है क्या? नहीं कटेगा. So this is nothing but 320 plus, sorry, 320 is equals to 180 plus of 3u. Can I? And can I say that 320 minus of 180 upon 3, which is equals to u, और क्या? कितना हो रहा है? So zeros 12 में से 4 गई तो 8 गई तो 4, 2 में से गया 140. अरे yes or no? 140. This is what meter per second. Now you have what? U. Can you substitute this value? If you substitute this value over here, then you will be getting what? VAB along x-axis. इधर diagram rub कर दो. Okay. Now substituting u, then I will be getting what? In what? VAB along x-axis, that is nothing but 60 plus of u, and this is nothing but VAB along x-axis is 60 plus of 140 upon 3, that is 180. 180 plus 140 कितना होता है देखो भाई? 140 upon 3, टोटल करो रे. 320. Okay, so VAB along x-axis is what? 320 upon 3 meter per second. So this is the velocity what B experiences, A is coming towards itself. Then next thing, we can find what? Time period. Time period is nothing but distance upon velocity of A with respect to B along x-axis. Yes or no? D कितना है? देख फिगर में 80. Okay. So D is what? 80 upon and into 3 upon 320. Solve करो. 24 upon, okay, sorry 80 ना, इसको ले लो 0, ये 0 गया, 8 1 जा 8 4 जा, that means T is nothing but 3 upon 4 seconds. अरे yes or no? अरे just I substituted 80 का इधर 0 लगाया, कुछ नहीं होगा. Okay, so anything else? To find the coordinate, again we will be using what? इधर का रब कर दो, लिख लो. Okay, everyone got the answer for the coordinates na? Okay, I will do then. Then velocity along x-axis. X-axis point A, 60. Okay, so x is nothing but v into t, or x of A for coordinate of A is nothing but what? 3/4, and velocity is 60. 60 into 3/4. Solve करो कितना आ रहा है? 4 1s 4 15s. Okay, so 4 15s are 30, and this becomes AX is equals to what? 15 into 3, that is what? 45 meter. उसका कितना आएगा फिर? Obviously the answer should be 35. Very good. Okay, then XY. SY can be used from UYT plus of half of AY T square, or UY कितना था उसका? 80. So 80 into how much is the time? 3/4 minus of 5 T square, that is 9 upon 16, and this is 20, and 60 minus of 45 upon 16, and solve karo, you will be getting what? SY. Okay, right on.